Hey guys, it's me, Freddy Pop Collector, and today we're going to be reviewing the long-awaited Five Nights at Freddy's Funko Security Breach plushies. I bought all of these plushies off of Funko.com. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to buy them. As you can see, we have the entire wave as of now. We don't know if there's going to be any exclusives. Glam Chica, Roxanne Wolf, Montgomery Gator, Glam Freddy, and of course, Vanny. Now, from the many reviews I've seen on these plushies, people seem to have two opinions. Either they think they're okay, or they think they're the worst things ever created and should burn in heck for all eternity. Personally, I fall somewhere in the middle. While I don't think they're that bad, definitely not the worst wave we've seen, I don't think they're nearly as good as waves 1 and 2. Even the Pizzeria Simulator wave, in my opinion, was a lot better. It's pretty much the exact same scenario we brought up with the action figures that we reviewed a couple videos ago. They're not terrible, but definitely not the best in their merch line. And just like the action figures, again, in hand, these don't look nearly as bad as the photos made them seem. They're not perfect, but definitely better than what I was expecting. One final note before we start reviewing them individually, these tags are not security breach, which honestly probably isn't Funko's fault. Steelwool probably doesn't have the logo finalized, so Funko just had to improvise and use the tags that they already had, which I take the tags off anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. Getting these plushies out of the way, let's review our first plush, Glam Freddy. Now, obviously these aren't as good as the originals, but honestly, they're not that bad. My biggest gripe with Glam Freddy in particular is his bow tie. As we all know, every single Freddy plush in the series from Wave 1 all the way to the Pizzeria Simulator wave has had really nice bow ties, but of course, Glam Freddy's bow tie here is printed. One thing I really like about this plushie is the return of the pop-out eyes. They could have easily just sewn his eyes in, but they didn't, which looks really good. Overall, for a Funko plush, he's definitely not terrible. I think I'd give him a 6.5 out of 10. Now we're going to be moving on to Roxanne Wolf, and I'm not going to do any beating around the bush here. I don't really like this one. First of all, why does Roxanne Wolf have that grainy texture that's on Mangle's arms and Phantom Foxy's body? I understand on those two, but why her? It literally makes no sense. Speaking of materials, I forgot to bring this up on Glam Freddy, but the materials that they use to make these plushies is a lot cheaper than the ones that they made in previous waves. Not only that, but most of Roxanne's unique design features, like that one tuft of green hair and her entire maid, are really lazily done. Combine all of this with a pretty lackluster and kind of cheap looking body, and that makes for one of the worst plushies of this wave in my opinion. Of course, I give this about a 4 out of 10. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at Glam Chica. Despite Glam Chica's action figure being more on the bad side, her plush is actually probably my favorite of the wave. Her legs have that Phantom Foxy material, but it's barely noticeable, and her design overall is probably one of the best of this wave, and really reminds me of a Wave 2 or Pizzeria Simulator plush. Overall, a very decent plush, a nice surprise. I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Next up is the plush that probably looked the best to me when they were first teased, Montgomery Gator. Design features that really stick out to me on this plush are his belt that wraps all the way around his waist, and his sunglasses, which are actually a really good use of that Phantom Foxy material. I'd say, in my opinion, this plush is probably the most average of this wave. I don't think it's nearly as good as Glam Freddy and Glam Chica, but leagues better than Roxanne Wolf. You know, I'm starting to question why a lot of people don't like this wave. I mean, so far it's just been kind of average with only one major... So yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm not really the biggest fan of this Vanny plush. I mean, all of the design elements are here, the red eyes, the blue bow tie, the differently colored pieces of fabric, but this plush just really looks awkward. The main reason I think this looks awkward is because of her eyes and snout. It really gives her an almost sad, depressed look. But hey, at the very least, they didn't print the bow tie. I'd say I give this about a 4 out of 10. So what are my closing thoughts on this series? Well, definitely not the best, definitely not the worst, probably the most average I've seen. The best plushies of this wave are Glam Freddy, Glam Chica, and Montgomery Gator, and even those are just kind of decent. I also wasn't a big fan of the new material that they've been using, kind of a cheaper carnival-like material. I understand when you're a massive corporation and you have to mass produce this stuff, it's gonna cost you some money, so maybe they had to cut back a little bit. This wave overall is pretty alright, not the best, not the worst, just kind of in the middle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what you guys think about this wave in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.